สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to the Lessons Learned, where we get to talk with amazing people about how you can unleash your fullest potential through their lessons. And this is your host, คณะค่ะ
Before we begin, I hope you dear viewers and listeners forgive us for any grammatical and language mistakes made in this talk. Even though we want to try our best to perfect it, what is most important for us is to get the message across. So we try not to be held back by the fear of making some mistakes. Thank you for your understanding. Now, let's jump right in.Ladies and gentlemen, when we think about how a teenager and like a high schooler learn, usually in the mainstream education, at least for me, I think about girls and boys going to school every day, and then after that they still have to go to cram school and taking multiple exams, exhausted from the relentless competition, right? I'm not sure if we are sharing the same picture in mind, but in this episode,I would love to introduce you extraordinary girls I know. She's only 14 years old. Yeah, she's been homeschooled since very young or learning through alternative education. Alternative education คืออะไรการศึกษาทางเลือกนะคะ Today we are going to talk about that and go into detail. She will walk us through her education, her mindset in learning that I'm sure it will shock you. Yeah? Okay, and this is introducing น้องTatia ค่ะ
Hello.
Can you please introduce yourself a bit?
My name is Tia and I'm in 10th grade right now. I had been homeschooled since I was like in grade 1 and I had been homeschooled for like right now 9 years.
Wow. Thinking about someone who is homeschooled, the picture in my head is like, oh, you're stay at home with your parents and then you don't go out to see people at all and then you still like do everything at home and the tutors visiting your house. Is that how homeschool is like?
For me, we still need to go to like the place, like the place that we learn from Monday to Friday, and we still have teachers who comes every day at school, and we still have like the curriculum that we need to follow, and then we have like field trips to meet other people too.
I see. So it's also like a school then, right? You still go to school.
So like smaller,
smaller school. So now it's not completely homeschool, but I think it's what we call alternative education. Am I right? Can you maybe explain a little bit what's it like alternative education? Because I feel like a lot of people still have a lot of question marks. What is it like alternative education? การศึกษาทางเลือก
So I think alternative education is about like having more activity to do and learn by doing, and also for I think it's like smaller class, and then we're gonna like participate in the class more than usual, and also we have like projects to do and field trips and activities, sports, something like that. So there's more activities.
So how's your day like in the school?
So I think it's quite similar to normal school. We learn from 8 o'clock to 3 p.m. But during the class, we follow the Thai curriculum, the national one. But actually we add more activity in it.
I see.
And like after school, normally we will have sport to do, or sometimes it's like games that you can play like with other kids. I mean the school is like really small, so we are like really close to each other.
I see. So the main difference is of course smaller classroom, so that you know everybody in the school, right? I see. Can you give some examples of the activities you do that are quite interesting for you?
I think we have 4 projects per year, and each project for likeมัธยม for grade 7 to 9, we do like the booklet for school or doing the startup business.
Cool.
so we need to plan things like that.
What do you have to do? Like how did it started? Like the startup project.
It's like
What do you have
you
to
need
do
to
to learn?
think, like invent the new, create the new product that have never been invented before. It doesn't need to be developed or anything, but after that, when you have product, you need to do the survey if people gonna love it, and after that we need to do the business model, and also like you need to go present to the investor if they want to like invest in our company or not.
I see. Ooh, that's some very interesting one. Why do you feel like you need to learn all these?
I get new skills like to communicate. I communicate better, and also to plan. Like you have 8-9 weeks to finish this project, and each class what you gonna do. So I think planning, and also the I think when you do the project you're gonna face a lot of problems, so you need to fix it. Something.
How are these projects graded?
There's like the teacher and parent who gonna grade the project, but the project doesn't need to be like success. It doesn't need to be working, but they're gonna see like if you are trying or not. Are you trying to solve the problem?
Oh, very interesting. What's really what I know from the experience from teaching you guys at the school, that there's a lot of participation and collaboration from parents of every student. How does it work? How the school runs like this?
So we have the parents that come to teach us. Like my dad teach science at school, but also some parents they support like or they come to give us more knowledge about technology or about their career. And but still we still have like teachers that teach us, the full-time teachers.
I see. Apart from the core curriculum like maths, English, Thai, science, are there any other interesting topics or subjects that you get to learn here in this school?
So I think it's field trips. So every 2 weeks we got to go to the museum or sometime the farm. It depends on what do we learn during that time. I think it's opened my world, and you're gonna get to practice your knowledge more, and also to get to know more, to get to go there by yourself.
I see. Having a first-hand experience of something. What is your most favorite, maybe 3 most favorite places that you went to?
I would say like I went to chicken farm, which I'm quite impressed because it's like organic, and also it's really big, and I'm amazed by how they organize things, and also how they raise like the baby one, the little one, and they can't give them like the medicine because it's organic, but still they need to make the chicken strong. That's like really fascinating. And then there's like science museum that have like every year, and that one would be like a lot of the invention of that year that come in from like the invention from students around Thailand, and some are like really amazing.
Very interesting. There are so many interesting places that you went to. Yeah, I think what is probably very outstanding that people are sensing right now is your ability to speak English so fluently, right? So I think that's probably, and of course, Falang Angmor, we are teaching English, right? And you also have been our students from the very beginning. So we cannot not talk about this English learning process for you, which a lot of students are still struggling, learning English in a typical Thai school because we don't get to use it a lot. So can you maybe share how you learn your English or practice your English since very young?
So I mean, when I was really young, my parents know that English is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So they start to let us listen to music in the car in the English. And after that, they start to show us the Hollywood movies or the English movies to us every week, even though we didn't understand anything, but we got to like kind of listen to English. And they try like me and my sibling to read books. So they buy a lot of books. They are like really supporting about reading books.
So you can buy any book you want.
Yeah, any book you want. And in that time, they know I don't like to read books.
Oh, really?
But yeah, and then I just like choose the book that I'm like, the cover is really pretty. So I picked that book, and then there are like a lot of them, but they still bought me even though I didn't read it. Then I start to read book, and I'm like, I really love books. So I think all my English comes from like my parents. Like they set the environment for me to learn English.
So they were very supportive of you, learning and getting the input in English, right? And also, do they speak to you in English?
Sometimes, but I'm in the when I was a kid, they speak English more often for us to kind of get what English is like, things like that. And then at school, at the homeschool one, we got the rule when I'm like in grade 3, like to speak English all day, and if you speak Thai, you need to like lose the point.
In school or at home?
School, but at home, sometimes my mom has had that rule too, but it's like really rare.
I see. So you also practice this in school, where you have this like, because everybody know each other. How small or how big is the school? Yeah,
So
how
the
many?
school right now, it's like grade 1 to grade 9, and there are like about almost 30 students. So one class would be like 4 to 8 to 7 students.
I see. So you know everyone in the classroom, and you do activities all together.
Yeah.
What do you think are the main benefits of being able to speak and use English since very young?
I think English is like the gateway to all the information on the internet, on the YouTube. So I got to search everything in English, and then there are like more information. And also I think English opened my world because I got to read more news in English, and it's about the world.
So you're not limited by the information available in Thai language, but you can learn so much more of what's available in the world with your English. Am I right? I see. What are the things that you search more or learn more because you have English? Any examples?
I think in every subject, in science, sometimes I always search in English of science. I think they explain more, and then there are more resources for us to practice or to understand. And also when I'm in every subject, when I don't understand something, I'll just search on YouTube, and then they're gonna be the teacher come and try to explain it to me. And then there would be like 5 different choices for me. So if I don't understand the first one, I can just like click another one.
You also a big fan of online courses, right? So what are some of the websites or the things you learn online? Maybe the latest one you just took the course?
During my school break, I took a course from edX, and one is, and edX is like the website that you can learn from universities around the world. So I took the course about immune system. That's from like Israel, and then they are like about MATLAB, the programming, and also about like the opioid, like the medicine addiction.
Oh, very interesting. So these are the things that you learn on your own at home without anybody forcing you to study it, right?
Yeah.
Don't you get bored of studying?
Yeah.
Because you already studied at school, but it's like why do you still want to learn on your own?
So I think during the my school break, there were like 5 months, and I'm like, I need to do something. I should not just like watch movies all day. And I mean, on weekend I watch movies, so I become bored of watching movies. And then I'm like, I'm trying to find other activities. So I'm just like took a course, and then I learned some language. Like there's like the website you can learn the language with teachers around the world.
Oh, what website is that? What
Preply.
So what language did you learn? Which language?
Spanish.
Oh,
Yeah, but right now I just stopped the course.
Like how do you choose what to learn from your interests?
Yeah, from my interest.
Isn't it boring?
Like sometimes. But I mean, when I enroll to this course, I gonna get the certificate after I finished. So it's just like I think that certificate just like drive me to the finishing line.
I see. So there's like the reward at the end.
Yeah, certificate.
Why do you need the certificates?
I think it's cool, but I don't really know why.
Right. Why do you think self-learning is still important to you?
I think self-learning gonna make you learn more. It's when you have more knowledge. It's like open the your world when you go learn something online on edX or on YouTube. You get more knowledge. It's gonna like shape you're gonna have new perspective and like the better logic. Better logic.
So your thinking process.
Yeah.
It's even better, right? So it's not just about remembering stuff, right? It's not about memorizing something for exams, but also to be able to be more knowledgeable and to open up your perspective about the world. Do you have a dream of what you want to be? It's a very corny concept, but is there anything that you like? I dreamed of becoming this in the future. Anything in mind?
Like not yet. I mean, I like biology, but there's like many career in biology, and then it's like I'm trying to find the one that I love, but it's quite hard.
Yeah, you're still exploring.
Yeah, explore
different options, right? I never thought that I would be teaching English. Never, ever. But because then, or, maybe just 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago, I didn't know that there was such thing, like you said, broadening the perspective and see all the options and different things that might interest you also help you in seeking for the things that you like or you might like to do. Yeah. Okay. Now, last but not least, last question. Do you have any tips for self-learning or online learning when some people now they wanna ฟังพี่เทียฟังน้องเทียรู้สึกแบบอยากเรียนที่บ้านเพิ่มเติมเองบ้าง something like that. Do you have any tips for self-learning or online learning at home?
I think you need to find like the course that like really interesting.
What are some
page
places that they can go find the courses? Oh, edX, right? edX.
And then there's like Khan Academy, but
Khan Academy.
But I think like YouTube or Facebook or it's still like the good one. Like it's gonna be more interesting. I mean like Falang Angmo.
Wonderful answer. The best answer of today. Yeah, and also Coursera. Right?
Yeah,
Coursera, edX, Khan Academy, Preply, and there's so many other sources for learning. We were talking a lot. We keep updating each other about the things we learned online because I also took many courses from these sites. I'm trying to finish it still. I'm still struggling with that. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, from the courses that you see the courses that you interested in.
And I think planning is quite a big deal too. Like like when how many hours you gonna like learn online, and how many week will you like finish the course, so you're gonna see the goal of it. The time and like planning. I think that's like for me it's like the biggest deal for me, like the most important one. If you get bored or you don't understand, you can just rewind it. But if it like really bored or something, you can just like find a new course, because sometimes I finished there's like 5 courses that I enroll, and then I finished 3, but 2 it's like one is like too hard for me. It's like it's not like really my type, something like that. So sometimes you get change the course and everything, or change the way you learn.
I think what's really fascinating about you is that your learning is driven by your curiosity. Yeah. So for me, the lessons I learned from Tia today, number one, of course, learn with interest. Yeah, something that you're interested in. Just now, you also mentioned, right, that sometimes you don't always like everything. Doesn't mean that Tia is like that super girl that likes everything about academic, but she keeps searching for the things that she will be interested in and the things that she like and enjoy learning. Yeah. Number 2 is what I really appreciate and I really admire her family. Your parents create a learning environment and support the learning. And sometimes when we ถ้ามีคุณพ่อคุณแม่นะคะกำลังดูอยู่ตอนนี้นะคะ if you're trying to get students or your kids to learn, building the right conditions and environment is very, very vital. So apart from mainstream education or what is available in school, if we can seek for or provide a way to learn and grow from our interests, it will go long way นะคะมันจะไปได้ไกลมากๆเลย Okay, yeah, I think that should be very much it for today. What about you all? What are the lessons you learned from today's talk? Please let us know in the comment, and also share this with your friends and family if you like this episode of the Lessons Learned. ขอบคุณทุกคนนะคะที่ติดตามรับชมสำหรับวันนี้นะคะ Thank you for watching and listening to our show, and that's it for today. Bye!